Before I close, let me tell you a personal story. So the year is 2004. I've just been kicked out of Wits University for something called financial exclusion. It's like apartheid, but for money. It basically means you don't have enough money to pay your fees. So I go, what am I going to do? And I go, well, I've got this thing called public speaking. It's a gift. I've won the world championship. Maybe I could do that, right? So I start a public speaking business. I get a small little office. It's a nice little office. I've got a secretary. And here's the thing. My business plan said I was going to make money from month 1. The financial model says month 3, I was cash flow positive. 6 months in, I haven't received a single booking. Not a cent in my bank account. I've used up all the little savings I had up to that point. My secretary then says, listen, I'm willing to come to work for another month, but after that, if you can't pay me, I really can't come here anymore. The bank's chasing me because I haven't paid off my car. And if you don't pay off your car, the bank does this thing, I love the term, it's called a repossession. Which means when you signed the contract, you thought you owned it, you didn't really. We always owned it, we just didn't tell you. So now we're taking it back. And so the bank rang me up and said, listen, if you don't pay for your car, we need to take it back. So I absconded. I left my home and I went to live in my office. Because the other thing about signing the bank contract is if you ever sign a bank contract, it's got that thing called a domicilium citandi et executandi, which is Latin for where do we find you when we need you? So they had my home address, right? And I absconded and I went to live in my office. In 7 months, I lived in the basement of my office. The only meal I used to have often was driving to my then girlfriend, now wife's house. Her father hated me, so I always went there during lunch when he was at work. And I would come back and continue to run my business. Was it tough? Yes. Have I been bankrupt? Absolutely. But ladies and gentlemen, I am privileged enough to stand here and say to you, I've made more money than I never thought imaginable. And I have not done it because I'm particularly more able than other people. I've done it purely because I've been afforded the opportunity to start. Yours and my task as the next generation of this continent is to have a bit of faith.